I'm meeting Mr. Conductor. He's looking after us while Sir Topham Hatt takes a much-needed holiday.
Oh, I think we can take care of ourselves. Get out of my way!
This is Diesel 10. Or as what I like to call him, the best character in the franchise, yeah! No, but really, Diesel 10 is one of my favorite characters in anything ever, really. He was, at the time, the weirdest character introduced into the show up to that point. Every new character that appeared in seasons before never had quite the impact Diesel 10 had. He was a force to be reckoned with. He was intimidating for the steam engines, and even if he wasn't the smartest, he was still threatening. Not to mention Pinchy, of course, and also that this design for a train villain is practically perfect. He started out in the film Thomas and the Magic Railroad, returning to Sodor to find a so-called lost engine, and brings his henchmen Splatter and Dodge to help him find her. He threatens the steam engines many times, calling them names and straight up destroying the scaffolding to the sheds. He spies on Thomas and Percy for information, then traps himself in Splodge by knocking over a shed, all because he spotted Toby.
It's the old teapot! Oh. Smash him! Smash him! You should push that door!
He grabs Mr. Conductor and hangs him over the viaduct for more information on where the lost engine is, and if he doesn't, Diesel would let go of Mr. Conductor. Later, Junior lands atop of Diesel and keeps him up there overnight until he arrives at the smelters. Then, James and Junior almost perish into the smelting pit from Diesel. This is probably, in my opinion, his best scene. It really shows the audience that he isn't playing around anymore, but of course, they escape.
What the...
Afterwards, Diesel has finally had it, and he gets into a high-speed chase with Thomas and Lady, leading him to fall off the unstable viaduct.
Prepare to meet Amtrak in hell!
Afterwards, he didn't appear for another 5 years until Calling All Engines, where he's still intimidating, he's just really boring. Like, really boring. Honestly, if you're gonna put him in the film, make sure he has a purpose. I mean, yeah, he helps out with the blocked track, but like, other than that, he doesn't do much in this film besides just standing around. Oh well, let's just hope he gets better in some of his episodes. Wait, what? Where are all of his episodes? Throughout the entire hit era, he doesn't even get his own episode. I'm gonna cry. 3 years later, in 2008, he appeared in The Great Discovery. Yeah, and then disappeared again for 2 years, but made his grand reappearance at the very tail end of Misty Island Rescue that threw everyone off when it first came out.
You'll be laughing on the other side of your boilers soon, silly steamers. Yes.
This was awesome! It really gave us hope for his comeback to CGI, and then all of that was completely thrown out the window in Day of the Diesels with his stupid plan and cowering down to a fat man in a top hat. God damn it! But I have to admit, before he reveals his plan, he is actually a pretty good villain. He isn't as good as Magic Railroad Diesel 10, of course, but it gives a neat little spin on Diesel 10 that I enjoy. He's snappy, but is more collected and quiet. I also like how Pinchy moves in this film. I feel like the animators had fun with him.
Oh.
Afterwards, he didn't appear again for another good 2 years and made his final appearance in Season 17's The Missing Christmas Decorations. How was it? It sucked! This episode makes me want to crumble into my floorboards, so let's get into why The Missing Christmas Decorations is Diesel 10's worst appearance. The episode starts with it being Christmas time on the island of Sodor and also shows us decorations being put up at stations and Tidmouth sheds. We're then shown the Diesel Works with only a few decorations, and Diesel 10 isn't really happy about this. He tells some of the Diesels that the steamers have more decorations than the Diesels. Sydney, who's still hung up without any wheels, jokes about him being a decoration.
I'm a decoration!
Never mind about Sydney.
Why'd you make him sad? I'm gonna burn you later. Diesel 10 tells the Diesels that they need more decorations, so he orders Paxton to come with him.
Paxton, come with me!
Sir Topham Hatt asked me to collect a car from the shunting yard and bring it here.
Foreshadowing! That night, when Thomas and the others come back to the sheds, they notice that their Christmas tree is gone. The engines start theorizing on what happened to it. Meanwhile, at the Diesel Works, it's shown that Diesel 10 stole the tree and is trying to get it to stand up. He finally manages to stand it up and says they need more lights and a big decoration over the top of the tree. Sydney makes another joke, saying that he's hanging over the tree.
I'm hanging over the tree! Yeah, Twinkle Toes!
Wait a minute, did he just say... Did he just say the thing? Oh my god, Magic Rose Cannon! Oh! Diesel 10 again orders Paxton to get more decorations with him. The next night, when the engines come back to the shed, they notice that the lights have also gone missing. Meanwhile, at the Diesel Works... Sydney explains that they thought they were going to put the lights on the tree instead of him. Diesel 10 says that since he's still hanging up there waiting for his wheels to come in, he can be the decoration. Norman says that they still need something nice to put on the tree. Diesel 10 says that they know a place where they can get a garland. He tries to get Paxton onto it, but Paxton finally refuses and goes to collect the truck Sir Topham Hatt told him to collect. Diesel 10 isn't really happy about this.
And I have to collect that car Sir Topham Hatt told me to collect.
The next day comes and Diesel 10 pulls up to Tidmouth to try and steal the garland when suddenly he's caught by Percy.
Gotcha!
Diesel 10!
Oh, hello, Percy. I didn't see you there.
You put that garland back!
Make me.
So now Diesel 10 is hurrying across the island with the garland while Percy is chasing him down. As this chase goes on, both Diesel 10 and Percy fly by other engines. Soon, the entire steam team starts chasing him down and into the Diesel Works. The engines confront him about everything that he's stolen, and Diesel 10 says this.
And that's our garland too!
It's not fair. You've got more decorations than us. Everybody likes Steamies better than Diesels.
What happened to you? Why would you even care about that? Anyways, after Diesel 10 weeps in his sorrows, the engines try to reassure him that Topham loves all his engines. Then Paxton rolls up with the truck Topham told him to collect earlier in the episode. And it's then revealed that this truck has a bunch of Christmas decorations for the Diesel Works.
And that Christmas tree.
They're from Sir Topham Hatt. See?
I hate you so much!
After all the engines retreat with their decorations, Percy stays behind and asks Sydney how long he's been up on the crane. Norman rolls up and says it's been about 2 years. Then, Percy gets an idea and goes to Knapford to talk to Topham. Later, all the engines at the sheds hear a diesel horn. Oh look, it's Sydney, but he's got wheels now. That's pretty cool. It's revealed that Percy's gift to Sydney was to get him new wheels, which is nice, and it's a neat character moment for both of them, but wouldn't it have taken a little while longer for Sydney's wheels to arrive, and hell, even get him fitted with them? I don't know.
You gave a Diesel a present?
Alright, buddy. Alright, Gordon. Alright, Gordon. The episode ends with the Diesels, including Diesel 10, rolling up to Tim's sheds and giving the steam team their decorations. Thomas then asks Sydney what decorations him and the Diesels will have. Sydney says that the only decorations the Diesels need is him and his new wheels. All the lights around him start lighting up and he starts spinning around the turntable, which admittedly was kind of funny. And then it ends with all the engines laughing. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. I don't really know what to say. This episode just felt very rushed and didn't feel like much time was put into it. I get what they were doing with Diesel 10 with him wanting more attention, but like, why did they go about it like this? The idea of Diesel 10 basically being the Grinch is honestly a really interesting and funny concept, but they go about it in the worst way possible. And what's even worse is that this is his last appearance in the show. And while I do enjoy the subplot with Sydney getting his wheels, it shouldn't have been in this episode, and the way it's structured just feels weird. After the engines retreat with their decorations, the story stops being about Diesel 10 and goes straight to Sydney. I feel like with a concept like Diesel 10 stealing decorations, you kinda don't really need a subplot, and this whole Sydney story could have just been its own episode. Now, this episode isn't all bad necessarily. The scenes with all the Diesels interacting were fun, and having Percy be the first to notice and chase Diesel 10 down was a neat nod to Day of the Diesels. What I wish they expanded more in this episode was the use of Paxton. It's shown throughout the episode that Diesel 10 keeps ordering him to come help steal the decorations with him, and then it's shown that he doesn't really want to, and then in the end flat out refuses. I honestly wish they expanded on this. Maybe that could have been the subplot for this episode with Paxton learning to make his own decisions. That would have been neat. Another thing worth talking about is how Diesel 10 is really immature in this episode and acts like a child, which actually, if you think about it, kinda contradicts Day of the Diesel's portrayal of Diesel 10. This Diesel 10 is much more taunting and teasing, if that makes sense, while Day of the Diesel's Diesel 10 is more behind the shadows and thinks before making a move. at least until the ending. And this sudden character change is really jarring because these two portrayals are in the same universe, so what happened here? Overall, the missing Christmas decorations felt like it wasn't fully thought through, and Diesel 10's endless rabbit hole of character change got even worse with this one. There were loads of missed opportunities they could have done here. Also, according to the wiki, it states that the reason Diesel 10 never appeared again was because the writers in Mattel found him too scary for the audience. What? He literally throws a fit in 2 out of the 3 times he's in this era. What do you mean scary? This is also kind of ironic since Mattel allowed for Sailor John to exist, and you know, if you've seen Lost Treasure, he throws dynamite at Thomas at one point.
Come on, Thomas! It's been a blast! Thomas, look out! Oh, no!
Overall, this episode completely missed the mark on Diesel 10's character and probably needed another rewrite or two. Anyways, here's me burning a bootleg Taken Place Smiling Diesel 10 for the outro. Yes, I still have his corpse. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe.
Diesel 10, come on! They're going to chase us!
Okay, just let me finish playing my 3DS.